Hattiesburg. You're listening to Southern Miss Radio, and I'm Miracle, your host of All Things Awesome on Southern Miss Today. You've got a show so packed with news, stories, and surprises, you wonder how we fit it all in. From the Mississippi Moment to our news wrap, we're keeping you in the loop on everything buzzing in the community. And wait for it, we've got a very special guest coming up that you won't want to miss. But first, a quick shout out from our sponsor, so hang tight, don't touch that dial. Southern Miss Today will be right back with more fun, facts, and fantastic moments.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Recognition for your business or product. Appreciation from a dedicated audience. And establishing yourself as a caring member of the Hattiesburg community are only a few of the benefits of sponsoring programming on WUSM. In addition, our very cost-effective underwriting rates are tax-deductible. To learn more about the upsides of underwriting programming on WUSM, call 601-266-4287.
Hey Southern Miss, welcome back to another episode of our jam-packed, action-filled Campus Spill. We're your one-stop shop for all things Southern Miss and beyond. So buckle up and get cozy because trust me, you do not want to miss what we've got coming your way. Before we dive in, we'd like to take a moment to honor the memory of Keith Kuyad, a beloved member of the Hattiesburg community who passed away a few months ago. Keith touched the life of many, and his legacy continues to live on through the love and kindness he shared with everyone he met. Our hearts go out to his family and his friends during this time. Now, from live concerts to heartwarming school celebration and even a taste of old school fun, we've got everything to keep you entertained and in the know. Let's dive in. First up, mark your calendars for Tuesday, October 1st at 6 p.m. for something truly special. It's the first ever Pops in the Park presented by Partners for the Arts. Picture this, under the stars in the heart of Hattiesburg, you'll experience the USM Symphonic Winds conducted by the fabulous Dr. Colin McKenzie, performing a full outdoor pop concert. They'll be bringing you everything from jazz to pop, rock to big band, film scores, Broadway hits, you name it. And here's a little something extra to get excited about. The night opens with a performance by the Southern Miss Steel Pan Orchestra. So know it's going to be a night to remember. Oh, and here's the kicker. General admission is free. Yes, free. So grab your picnic basket, throw down a blanket, and make it a new family tradition. But if you're feeling fancy and want to elevate your experience, Partners for the Arts member can snag VIP tent tickets for $75 and enjoy the concert in style. Either way, it's going to be a vibe you don't want to miss. Next up, we've got a 10th anniversary celebration that's sure to pull at your heartstring. Thursday, October 3rd at 6 p.m., the DuBard School for Language Disorders is hosting their annual DuBard School Speakeasy. Not only will there be awards, but the evening is packed with music, food, drinks, and dancing. It sounds like a perfect recipe for a good time, all while supporting a cause that's truly life-changing. The school uses the DuBard Association method, and this event is their way of spreading the good news and celebration the incredible work they do. It's going to be a night of fun and heart. Last Saturday, Hattiesburg was buzzing with excitement as the Mobile Street Renaissance Festival took over the town. Picture it, streets lined with vendors, the sweet sound of gospel music filling the air, and a children's section that kept the little ones entertained all day. Oh, and did I mention the Hattiesburg High Band? They put on a performance that had everyone on their feet. But the biggest highlight, the long-awaited barbecue competition. Because let's be real, who doesn't love some good old barbecue? Plus, there were contests for the best pound cake and sweet potato pie. It was all about community, good vibes, and showing off some serious cooking skills. Here's to keeping the spirit alive for years to come. This marked 19 years of the Mobile Street Renaissance Festival, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. Now, if you're up for some real thrill-seeking fun, get ready because the 165th Mississippi State Fair is rolling into Jackson. Running from October 3rd through October 14th, this year's fair is set to be bigger and better than ever. We're talking rides, vendors, livestock shows, pig races, and even a Zerbini family circus. And of course, what's a state fair without all the delicious food? Be sure to check out the Taste of Dixie National Rodeo and don't miss the pageants, talent shows, and the fan favorite biscuit booth. With hundreds of thousands expected to attend, it's going to be a massive event. Law enforcement will be on patrol to ensure everyone stays safe while having a blast. Looking ahead, we've got some exciting news on the cultural front. Jackson will be hosting the National Folk Festival. Yes, the National Folk Festival from 2025 to 2027. And to give us a taste of what's to come, there will be a one-day kickoff event on November 16, 2024. Expect everything from Cajun beats to blues to salsa, all set against the iconic Welcome to Jackson mural. It's a celebration of the finest traditional arts, and the best part? It's free. The music starts at 4 p.m., so come out early, grab a seat, and get ready to dance the night away as the nation's longest-running folk events kick off in style. That brings you up to date on news from Southern Miss Today. Stay tuned for soon-to-be updates on sports and the weather. We'll return as soon as we hear from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277. And the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
Welcome back, Southern Miss fans. Y'all know what time it is. Eagles sports time, where the Golden Eagles spread their wings and soar. And believe me, things are getting real out on the court, so buckle up and let's dive in. Let's talk about the Southern Miss volleyball team, who has been on fire lately. They came out swinging, literally, and absolutely dominated with not one, but 2 3-0 sweeps over ULM this past weekend in Monroe. The energy on the court was electric, and from the jump, you could feel it. Southern Miss wasn't just there to play, they were there to win. In the opening set, they flew out ahead, taking an early 5-2 lead that had ULM scrambling. It was a battle with some back-and-forth action, but let's be real, the Golden Eagles know how to rise above, pulling away with a 25-20 victory in the first set and never looking back. And guess what? The team is finally coming back after what feels like a whirlwind of road games. Mark your calendars for October 3rd and 4th, because that's when our Eagles take on Arkansas State right here in Hattiesburg. But this isn't just any homecoming game, folks. Friday's game will be something truly special. It's Blackout Cancer Pink Out Night, dedicated to honoring all those people affected by breast cancer. So come out, rock your pink, and get ready to cheer on the Golden Eagles as they fight for a win and a cause that matters. It's going to be a night of powerful serves, big blocks, and an even bigger heart on display. And just like that, Southern Miss fans, we're wrapping up today's Eagles sports segment. Whether it's spiking out on the court or spreading school spirit, one thing's for sure, our pride never quits. Stay tuned for more updates, and as always, keep that Southern Miss pride soaring to new heights. For more information on USM sports, visit southernmiss.com. All right, Southern Miss, it's time for your daily weather update, and let me tell you, today's forecast is all about keeping it pleasant and light. The sun is making an appearance, playing a little peekaboo with the clouds this morning, just enough to give us that perfect mix of sunshine and a few puffs of white in the sky. As the days roll in, these clouds are set to hang out a little longer, turning the afternoon into a cozy cloud-filled scene. But don't worry, no rain is crashing the party. Later tonight, as the evening settles in, the sky is clearing up for a peaceful, calm night under the stars. If you're out and about, it's the kind of night for a leisurely walk or just sitting outside enjoying the cool breeze. It's going to be the kind of weather that reminds you of how great it is to be living here in the Pine Belt. So whatever you've got planned today, from soaking up the sun to chilling under the night sky, it's going to be a day of balance and beauty. Stay fabulous, Southern Miss, and enjoy the vibes this weather is serving. Up next, we have Mississippi Moments produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage with LeGrand Capers reminiscing on stories he heard from Civil War veterans as a young boy in Vicksburg.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. Born in 1900, LeGrand Capers of Vicksburg knew many Civil War veterans. He remembers the hours he spent as a young man listening to stories of the battles they fought.
Quite a few Confederate veterans lived in Vicksburg. Some of them lived up into the 1930s. Old man Hazlett was a Confederate veteran here I used to talk to. He took up tickets at the Walnut Theater when I was a boy, and I used to talk to him about the war, and I enjoyed it very much. He was at the Battle of Gettysburg, And I used to love for him to tell his experiences and everything. He was with the Mississippi troops in Gettysburg, and he was not in Pickett's charge, but they were down around Missionary Road, I believe they called it. The Mississippi troops were down there. He was telling about the tragic thing when the artillery didn't have sufficient ammunition to support Pickett's attacks, They had fired about an hour before to try to soften up the heights, and then when the attack actually took place, they didn't have enough ammunition to fire over the troops. And Pickett's division was practically wiped out,
Bill Ellison hosts Voices of Our People World War II, a new podcast from Mississippi Moments, sponsored by the Mississippi Humanities Council. That's Voices of Our People World War II, wherever you get your podcasts.
That was your Mississippi Moment for today. Coming up, we have the pleasure of hearing from Chris Thurman, so stick with us while we hear a message from one of our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Put a frog in boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in cool water and slowly heat it up, that frog will boil. As veterans, we tell ourselves the lie that we can handle anything. We let the water boil. You are not a frog. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach. Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
All right, Southern Miss, let's all give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Chris Thurman. Today, we have the privilege of talking about something truly special, Little Creek Safari Park. It's a place where adventure meets education, and it brings people of all ages closer to wildlife in ways that are both exciting and meaningful. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, just to start off, can you start by telling us a little bit about Little Creek Safari Park and what inspired its creation?
Well, Little Creek Safari Park is a safari park with a restaurant and a gift shop, and it was inspired by my grandmother, which I grew up with her and had animals my entire life, and we had a farm called the Critter Farm, and then years later after she died, we expanded that and we called it Swan Creek Farms, and had a petting zoo and a pumpkin patch every year for about 3 or 4 years. And then I ended up moving to Hattiesburg, and so my parents shut down that operation, and there was several years that we didn't have anything. And you know, it's in your blood; you can't get away from it. So I purchased the land and started working on it slowly, and then decided last year to really get serious about it and go ahead and get it finished up so we could get it open.
That's awesome. It's almost as if you're honoring your grandmother.
Exactly.
Yeah. What kinds of animals can visitors expect to see when they come to the park? Are there any special or rare species you're particularly excited about?
Yes, we've got several things there. We've got monkeys, we've got lemurs, we've got parrots, we've got kangaroos, we've got bat-eared fox, we've got Phoenix fox, we've got zebras, we've got bison, we've got water buffalo. Lots of waterfowl, swans, ducks, and geese, lots of peacocks.
Awesome.
Just all sorts of things.
I love peacocks. It's not every day that you get to go see a peacock.
Well, we've got well over 100.
Wow, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Now, I know you offer guided tours. Can you share what makes these tours unique or memorable for visitors?
Well, what we do is we allow you to have a walkthrough that you can walk through and pet some of the animals and view the others that are on exhibit. And then once you finish that walkthrough, we put you on a people mover.
Okay.
We have 2 of them. They hold about 35 people each. And we take you out into what we call the safari. And it's a guided tour. We pull it with a tractor, but it's got a roof over it. It's got benches, and we've got a tour guide on there. And we take you out and we show you the zebras, and we tell you a little bit about the species of zebra and what makes them unique. We also have white bison, which is kind of unique. They're hard to find, and we were able to get 3 white bison. We have water buffalo, we have ostrich, we have camels, we have white emus, we've got antelope, we've got fallow deer.
Wow.
So we're hoping to just keep adding, and then we tell you all about those things whenever we take you out on the tour.
That sounds like a beautiful tour. How long does that tour last?
The walk-through part, you can expand anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half. We have
Cool.
people that spend 2 or 3 hours there.
Oh, yeah, I would.
But the People Mover tour is 35 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
However, we are fencing in about another 10 acres, a quarter of a mile down the road.
Okay.
So it'll be ready hopefully in the next 30 days. And then we'll take you to the first 10 acres of safari. And when we leave that, we'll go down to the second 10 acres
Mm-hmm.
of safari. So that's probably going to end up being about a 45-minute to almost an hour tour on the People Mover.
Yeah, that sounds like a wonderful opportunity to see all those animals. For those who might not be familiar with safaris, how does a safari park like Little Creek differ from a traditional zoo?
Well, animals are privately owned. It's not government operated. So everything that is spent on these animals, we have to come up with ourselves and furnish
Yeah.
that. So we don't have any grants and we don't have any financial support from anyone except the people that come out and support us by buying entry tickets. They help buy feed buckets to take to the animals, feed cups, T-shirts. So all that allows us just to keep expanding, making it bigger, making it better, bringing more species. And we've got lots of species. It's on the endangered species list, so we're trying to propagate those also to kind of save the species.
Yeah, it's wonderful that as a local business, you have just as many animals as the Hattiesburg Zoo, and that's absolutely wonderful. Do you have any upcoming events or special programs at the park that you're excited to share with us about?
Yes, we do. We just started our pumpkin patch this past weekend.
Yay.
It's going to run through the first part of November, and your paid admission, you'll get to take a pumpkin home with you. And then for Christmas, we'll do pictures with Santa. So we have lots of events coming up. So if you'll follow our Facebook page, or if you'll look at our website online, littlecreeklanding.com, you can see hours, you can see events and cost and all of that thing.
Awesome. What are some ways visitors can interact with or get up close to the animals in a safe and educational way?
Well, we actually have some animals that we raise by hand on a bottle. So we have a phoenix fox, we have a lemur, and a baby kangaroo that we've raised on a bottle, and we've got those for encounters that you can actually go into their enclosure, sit down, they'll come to you, you can pet them, you can touch them. And then we have tours that we take you out into the park, and you can, when we take you out into the park, we have feeding stations on the sides of the People Movers. We dump the feed into those troughs, and the zebras and the bison and the buffalo and the ostrich get within 4 feet of the People Mover. So you're able to be able to see them, but be safe and not have a finger bitten or anything like that, and get great pictures and videos.
Yeah. Have you noticed any memorable reactions from first-time visitors? What tends to surprise people most about the park?
Well, we have really gotten a lot of feedback this past week about how clean the park is. I have a landscape business, so to me, I want everything to be beautiful and landscaped and pretty and clean. So I have really tried to go above and beyond to make the park beautiful to look at, and I think people are surprised when they come out because it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's not that far out. It's only probably, I would say, 8-9 miles from Turtle Creek Mall, if that gives you an idea, out in West Hattiesburg. Even though it's West Hattiesburg, it is a Sumrall address south of 98 toward Purvis. But when people come out, they are just surprised at how beautiful everything is, the building, the gift shop, the restaurant, the enclosures. The animals are not penned up in little small pens. They're kind of in a natural environment. So I think they're just really surprised at how well we went above and beyond.
Yeah. How long did it take to kind of cultivate the entire experience at Little Creek Safari Park?
Well, it's been in my head and my heart for a very, very long time. I would say most all of my life to get to this point. But about 5 years ago, when I purchased the land, I started building all of this. At the time, thinking I would open it one day, but whether I ever opened it or not, it was going to be what it is now for me personally. But people wanted to see it. They wanted to come out. And I said, you know what, why don't we share this with the community and open this up? So last year, I went to the bank and got a loan and got real serious about it and built a big 6,000 square foot building that is our gift shop and our restaurant, and has some indoor enclosures for species like toucans and crown pigeons and things like that need to be in climate control. So we just built this really nice building, and then we built petting areas and encounters and enclosures, and use a lot of old brick and pavers. And so we've got a long way to go, but we've come a long way from where we started.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about the restaurants you have on your part?
Yes, we are open every day but Monday. So during the week, Tuesday through Saturday, we have what we call the cafe.
Okay.
Homemade hamburgers. We have chicken strips, homemade pizza, and everybody just raves over the food. But that's at lunch.
Yeah.
Then Friday and Saturday nights, we dim the lights. We kind of change the tables around a little bit, and we not fine dining, but a more better atmosphere.
Yeah.
And we offer ribeye steaks, fillets, hamburger steaks, blackened catfish, fried catfish. The desserts are incredible. Our chef is doing a wonderful job, and we're just very happy.
Can you share a fun or heartwarming story about an animal at Little Creek Safari Park?
Well, actually, yesterday we had a guy come from Louisiana. I had seen a post on Facebook that he had a capybara. The capybara is the largest living rodent.
Wow.
And they don't have a tail, so they don't look like a rat. They just look like a big guinea pig. But I asked him about the capybara, and we got to talking. He also raises deer. Cool. So he said, I've got a baby fallow deer, a little doe that we raised on a bottle. And fallow deer is a deer species that we're allowed to have. And so he said, she thinks she's a dog. And I said, I've got to have her.
Oh, my
So
gosh.
he delivered those yesterday between church and the time that we opened at 1. And they're both very calm. But the little deer is in the petting zoo with our goats, where she'll have friends. And we named her Bambi because, she's got little spots, and everybody that looks at her says she looks just like Bambi. So we went ahead and named her Bambi. And so we're just real proud to have her there in the petting zoo.
Yeah, I'm sure the kids and everyone's going to love to see Bambi. Lastly, for those who might be considering a visit, what would you say is the one thing they absolutely shouldn't miss at Little Creek?
Well, that's hard to say because there's so many aspects of it. We try to let everybody experience all of it. We don't want them to miss out on anything. Our last People Mover ride is on Friday and Saturdays at 4 o'clock because our restaurant opens at 5, and I have to run, take a quick shower and change clothes and start waiting tables and working in the restaurant.
Okay.
So we stop that at 4, and we've had people that's come out and not realize that ends at 4 and would be disappointed. And I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to take 5-10 minutes. I'm going to put you on my side-by-side. I'm going to take you out into the safari. I want you to get to see the experience, and then you can come back and try it another day. But I don't want you to miss anything while you're here.
That's very sweet of you. Now, Chris, thank you so much for sharing your time and insight with us today. It's been incredible learning about the amazing experiences happening at Little Creek Safari Park. I'm sure our listeners are excited to visit and explore all the unique wonders the park has to offer. Before we go, is there any last words you'd like to share with our audience?
I would just like to thank the people that's come out so far and the support and the good feedback that we've got, and hope that they will continue to come and they will tell their friends and family and help us to grow the park.
Well, thank you again, Chris. And to all of our listeners, don't forget to check out Little Creek Safari Park for an absolutely unforgettable adventure. Coming up, we've had a news wrap reported by Emily Blue with Andrew P. Haley discussing the new website for USM Ombud and its importance.
This is Emily Blue with Southern Miss Student Media. Andrew P. Haley is the faculty ombud of the University of Southern Mississippi. He and other staff have created a new website for the ombud. Listen to what he has to say about the ombud's importance.
So the role of the faculty ombud is to assist faculty when they encounter workplace problems that get in the way of their teaching and research. In that sense, it doesn't provide any direct services for students. We have other resources for that. The Dean of Students' office works in much the same way as the faculty ombud. It's a place where students can go, not knowing exactly what help they need, and either get support there or directed to another resource. So that's similar to what I do. But having a faculty ombud helps students, because when our faculty are happy, when they're addressing workplace issues, they are more productive teachers, they are more productive researchers, and they are more productive mentors. And that's great for all of us.
For Southern Miss Student Media, I'm Emily Blue.
And that's a wrap for today's show. A huge thank you again to Chris Thurman for joining us and giving us a glimpse into the incredible world of Little Creek Safari Park. If you're looking for an adventure that brings you closer to nature, be sure to check it out. As always, a massive shout out to everyone who makes Southern Miss Today possible. Carl, our audio engineer, Gabby, our film producer, Shania, our program director, Ari, our executive producer, Hannah, our assistant producer, and of course, our general manager, Dr. Martin. We couldn't do it without you guys. Remember, always aim high and fly like an eagle. I'm your host, Miracle Jennings, signing off.
Sponsorship comes from Southern Beverage, your local Michelob Ultra distributor. Michelob Ultra has significantly fewer carbs and calories per serving if you are watching those in your diet. You can reach Southern Beverage by phone at 601-268-9111, or you can find them on the internet at southernbeverage.com. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri, and Southern Beverage ask you to please drink responsibly.
Are you in a hurry? Well, I am. But as a paralyzed veteran, I had to overcome incredible challenges just to regain my independence and return to work. Finding a parking space shouldn't be one of them. Illegally parking in spaces reserved for people with disabilities is not only wrong, it's against the law. So please, think twice before pulling into a reserved parking spot. Even if it's just for a minute, it's 60 seconds too long. This has been a public service announcement from United Spinal